Salute to all the Patreon members. I want to thank you guys for your support. It really means a lot to me. All the Facebook members, all the subscribers, all the new viewers. I appreciate you guys. Do me a favor, check out the links in the description box below if you haven't already joined the Facebook page, or if you haven't joined the Patreon page, click the links in the description box below. When you guys are signing up for the Facebook page, please follow the instructions. Fill out the questionnaires, nothing but like 2 or 3 questions. It's only asking for your email and other places that you travel to. You kind of have to sort of be active on Facebook for me to add you on. I don't know you. There's a lot of trolling going on. There's a lot of trolls. So, please follow the instructions if you want to join the Facebook page. I don't really ask for a lot. All the Patreon members, I'm going to make a new video tomorrow, like I normally do. Some of the stuff that I can't say on here, I can say on Patreon. All right. All the Facebook members, salute to you guys. You guys need to start, sharing more photos, getting more active, speaking more on Facebook. Let's get active in there. All right. So right now, I want to wait till a little bit more people come in. I was going to start at 7, but 6 is around about a good time for me. 7 might be too late for me to start because I don't know how long this live might go. Yesterday's live went over 3 hours. A brother called in, gave us some good games, some good information, good knowledge on, his experience. Mainly his experience in Colombia. He was born in Panama, but he travels over to Colombia. He just got back 2 weeks ago. So he was teaching us about culture down there in Latin America. And I appreciate it. So right here, I want to kind of switch gears a little bit because the other live stream I talked about, a 21-year-old university student virgin that I met, very, very pretty, that I met in Panama City, Panama. Now we're going from one extreme to the next. I'm going to tell you guys about a very beautiful woman that I met at the bar who wasn't, she was a working woman, a lady of the night, I should say. But I'm going to build up to that point. Okay, so, and I might have to tell this story a couple of times because usually when guys come in later on in the stream, they miss the first half and then they start asking questions and you have to explain yourself again. But it's okay. I have patience. I understand. Anybody watching the rebroadcast, that's why you guys might be saying like, hey, why is he repeating himself? It's because of that right there. So remember, I have to give them numbers. So yesterday was girl number 2. Today we're going to talk about girl number 4. All right. Girl number 4, I didn't meet until Saturday. Mind you, I got there Tuesday afternoon to Panama City, Panama. I arrived at around about 4 p.m. in Panama City, Panama. Okay, so on a Tuesday afternoon, I didn't meet girl number 4 till Saturday evening. So girl number 1, I met her on Wednesday. All right. Then I met her again on Thursday. Girl number 2, I met on Thursday. During the day, I met up with girl number 1 at night. Okay. Friday, I met up with girl number 1. Well, actually, no. Girl number 1 spent the night Thursday. Then I took her to the airport Friday and, you know, just said my goodbyes because she was going back home to her mama's house in Colombia on Friday. So the rest of the day, Friday, I was pretty much by myself. And I'm like, all right, cool. I was with old girl last night, saw her again this morning. I can kind of chill and relax because I'm supposed to see girl number 2 again on Saturday. Girl number 2 told me, hey, there's an event in the city for my class. We're supposed to do some health inspection stuff for a restaurant. And I'm like, okay, where's this restaurant at? She told me the name of the restaurant. I'm like, damn, that's literally like a 10-minute walk for me from my hotel. She was like, really? I was like, yeah. She was like, all right, I'm gonna meet you first in the morning. Then I'm gonna we're gonna hang out, and then I gotta go do do the uh, 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 the health inspector stuff for my class. If you're still around, we can hang out for a little while, and then I gotta go back home. I said, okay. We had such a good time, even though she met up with me like 4 hours later. Girl number 2 on Thursday. We had such a good time. It was like I did want to see her again. All right. But like I said the other day, that I had such a good time with her. The conversation was flowing. It wasn't an awkward silence at all. Uh it was still in the back of my mind. I still something weird. I sense that, okay, this woman has never really been sexually active with anybody. For whatever reason, I just felt that when I met her on Thursday. Okay. Now, for you guys that are tuning in, if you guys want me to keep this photo up, this is an AI image. Okay, it's not a real image. If you want me to keep this photo up, let me know. Or if you want me to change the photo to one of my pictures that I took, let me know. As a matter of fact, maybe I should get that ready. I had a sky view. You know what? Let me change it. I already got it on the thumbnail. Where's my okay? I want to show you a picture from my room. Okay, at night, what I would see at night. Okay, so Friday, I'm just like, hey, I took a girl to the hotel that morning. Everything was cool. I'm gonna go to old Panama and look at some old cathedrals. Okay, old Panama, they had see, I didn't take too many horizontal photos. I took a bunch of vertical photos. I have one vertical photo at night. I have one vertical photo at night. I don't know how this is gonna. All right, let me see how this looks on screen. I'll pull it up here. Show you a photo from my hotel. Give me 1 second. Be patient. I just might switch up the look. See, I had a horizontal photo when I was walking. I didn't realize I didn't take that many horizontal photos. I'm like, I took dozens of photos from my room. So kind of feel like, hey, like this. Hold on real quick. Let me pull it up, see how it looks. Kind of sort of feeling like, hey man, this something don't sound right. My phone got a mind of its own. Yeah, see, this is the Okay, I guess I'll keep it on there for a little while. So this was the image my from my room. I was on the 24th floor. All right. I did take video, but not a lot of pictures. Anyways, so this was my view from the 24th floor. And, there's a glare because it's a digital billboard, but it's a very nice view. All right. So Friday, I go to Old Panama. I look at some of the cathedrals that were built in like the 1500s. It was like an old town that surrounded a cathedral, but over the years, as modern development came to the city of Panama, they tore down all the houses there, and I don't know if there were wars or anything that went on, but the building had decayed. And then I learned there that in like 2003, they brought in a team of experts to coat the cathedral with like a special substance to preserve the stone of the cathedral. So I'm taking a bunch of pictures and videos. I even made a Patreon video when I was out there. This was during the day, Friday. All right. And I remember doing that. I think I went to a restaurant. I think from there either. All right. So I think I went back to the hotel from that area because I was outside, and mind you, this is Central America. It's very hot. So there was a couple of times when I was outside, I had a headache. It was very hot. So I went back to the hotel and to cool off, charge my phone. Then I went back out. I think I went to what was that? What was the name of that cafe? I'll get you the name of that cafe. The cafe, it was okay. It wasn't, it was right up the street from my hotel. It was okay. I'd give it a 3-star. It wasn't, so where's, okay, this is where my hotel was. What was the name of that cafe? Or, damn, what was the name of that spot? I can't find it. I cannot find it. It was like a little sports bar. Okay, I can't find the name of this cafe. It'll come to me later on. So, but it was in walking distance from the hotel. I walk over to this spot and I get something to eat. I remember I had some nachos. So I had nachos and pina colada. And since the girl I sent her to the airport for her to go home, it's only like an hour ride on a plane to get back home. So like several hours later, she starts messaging me on WhatsApp talking about, hey, I made it home safe. Then she video calls me. Girl number one does this. Okay, so I'm eating, and then it's like, okay, I want to go back out, do some more exploring. I think I went back to Multi Plaza Mall. Of course, later on that night, I walked around Cinta Costera, right? That's the the bike path slash that's the bike path run, people running, jogging, riding their bikes, rollerblading, right? Working out, doing pull-ups and everything. I got pictures of that if y'all want to see it. On the first live stream I did there, every time I did a live stream when I was there, y'all saw me on Cinta Costera, okay? So the day is winding down, and the girl is telling me, she's like, and so I'm texting girl number 2. All right. Girl number 2 is telling me how, I'm just waiting for them to hit me up. I'm waiting for them to my class to tell me what time I'm supposed to go to the restaurant because I don't know yet. All right. Because she's like, I don't know. And once they message me, I'll tell you. Then I could give you a good time as to when I'm gonna be there tomorrow morning. I said, okay. So as the night goes along, she messaged me back, sends a screenshot and says, hey, everything's been canceled. I said, okay, cool. So I have you to myself the whole day on Saturday. She was like, no, I'm actually going to stay at home and I'm going to take a rest. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're going to rest? Yeah, I'm just so tired. I go to school every day. It's long distance. I got to travel a lot, get on the bus. It takes so long to get to school. Then it's like I got to go back home and I do homework. I stay up late. I'm just so tired. I need a day's rest. Then she kind of mentions how, maybe she could show up on Sunday. And I'm just like, whatever. I guess you can hit me up. I'll be around, whatever. So I'm like, this ruined my Saturday. So I thought to myself, the homie Saul, he put us on game about, Club Photo, in Panama. Right? Club Photo, aka Havana Club. Now, actually, is it Havana? No, it's called is it Habanos or Havana? Hold on, let me look at these photos real quick. I don't think this is it. No. Okay. I think this. Yes. This is it. This is it. Let me find a good picture. Let me set the scene, guys. Be patient with me. I have to go by the photos that they uploaded because the Habanos Cafe, they got every other picture of like the casino and everything over there. So I want to set the stage and show you where I was at. They got a bunch of other clubs over here. So hold on. Club photos. They got a bunch of other spots over here. I don't want to use this video. Cafe photo. Okay, so let me take this off. Okay, this picture right here. I know the vehicles are in the way. This is cafe photo. Remember, you can't really see because there's vehicles in the way, and there's no other good pictures over here. But in between here is like a stair. Yeah, can't even talk. There's a set of stairs that go up. There's always somebody standing right here that works at the cafe, standing up at top. And it's free to get in. But you see how I was trying to explain to you guys yesterday on yesterday's stream how it's like an indoor outdoor club. See, you don't go inside a building It's just you go up into this underpass, but there's an opening over here. All right. You can sit outside or you can sit underneath the ceiling, and they're playing music. There's lights, the whole 9 yards. Let me see if I can find a better cafe photo. Let me see if I can find a. It's called Habanos. I was saying it wrong. Yesterday I said. What did I say yesterday? I called it something else. I think I said Havana, right? Oops, my bad. Okay, so let me show you guys this video right here. This video gives a great depiction of the club. Okay. You see, look how many women are at this club. You see a lot more women at this club than men. All right. You see a lot more women at this club than men. Hold on. So on Friday, since girl number 2 wasn't going to show up on Saturday because she said she was too tired, I was like, you know what? The homie Saul was talking about cafe photo. I'm going to go there. I'm going to go there. I'm going to have a good time. Girl number 1 is gone. Girl number 3 is in Colombia. Girl number 1 and 3 is in Colombia. Girl number 2 doesn't want to show up. And, you know, these other women that are hitting up my line, they're not really as attractive as girl number 1, 2, and 3. Right? So it's Saturday. I'm not leaving until when? Monday afternoon. You know, I gotta meet a woman that's gonna come in the clutch for me. I'm like, it's still game time, right? You know, it's not over. It's not over. I still got the rest of Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. So we in the third quarter now. I'm looking at it like, hey, look, we down. You know, I took the lead in the second quarter a little bit. Then they came back. You know, now I'm down at the half, and we entering into the third quarter. Because Friday, the whole day, couldn't meet up with nobody. And it looks like Saturday I'm not meeting up with nobody. So I'm like, I'm going to cafe photo. If it's as good as what Saul was talking about, I'm gonna go to cafe photo. So Saturday during the day, you know, I go out. I just do. I think I went to this steakhouse, Tomarillo. I think that's what it was called, a Tomarillo Steakhouse. I think I went there. I went over there. That's when I got the tomahawk, you know, the tomahawk steak. The tomahawk steak with the potatoes. And I ate over there. My waitress, she was from Colombia, right? A light-skinned, when I say light-skinned, I'm not talking about like a light-skinned black woman. I'm talking about like a white Latino served me. And gang of body. I'm talking to her. She's still living at home with her parents. And I'm like, you got any kids? She's like, no. You single? She was like, no. I was like, okay. Much respect to your dude. So during the day, I don't remember where I went. I don't think I went anywhere. I think I was on the phone most of the day on Saturday. And then I went out to go to that restaurant. Then I found out. Then I leave the steakhouse, and I'm just walking. Right, like let me walk through this neighborhood. Actually, no. I remember. Take that back. I remember. In the morning. No, that was Friday. Friday, I went to a brunch spot in the morning. I take that back. I didn't go to a brunch spot in the morning on Saturday. Saturday, I didn't eat all day. I was talking on the phone, and then I went to a steakhouse, and then I was walking. I was like, okay, let me leave here because the steakhouse was like in the middle of a neighborhood. So I leave there. I'm walking around. I hit the main road, and then I look down the road, and I'm seeing that, oh shit, there's Multi-Plaza Mall. I'm like, I've been there enough. I didn't have plans going there, but why not? It's right there, and then I could just take an Uber back to the hotel. So I take an Uber back to the hotel, and well, no, I walk around Multi-Plaza Mall. There's a lot of people there. It's Saturday. It's packed, and a lot of beautiful women there. But I'm like, man, I'm looking for a hoe that's down to go. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a woman of the night. I want to see if this spot is what Saul was making it out to be. Okay. Should I zoom into this spot? Hold on. Okay, now I'm zooming in. All right. You have a full glimpse of this cafe photo right here. Okay. So I go back to the spot, I go back to the hotel, and actually, no, before I go back to the hotel, but before I go back up into my room, I walk around Cinta Costera up and down to get my exercise to kind of burn off this steak. I know I walked over to the mall and I walked around the mall, but I wanted to walk some more, listen to some music, up and down the strip. So then when I make my way back, I go up to the hotel room, and then that's when I take a shower, I get dressed, make sure everything is tidy because I'm like, hey, you never know. If I meet somebody that I like at Cafe Photo, I'm going to bring her back up to my spot. All right. So I go over to Cafe Photo. No. I look up Cafe Photo and I'm seeing, okay, it's not that far. And I'm like, hell, I could walk over there. Right. It won't take me that long to walk over there. I'm like, I tried to walk as much as possible throughout the neighborhood because, I wanted to feel the area where I was going to. I wanted to feel that energy. So I walk up this road, there's, some hills or whatever, and I see this cathedral. I see this, I see a cathedral. It's dark, it's like gray stone it's made of gray stone with blue lights all around it at night. I took a picture of it. And then I make my way over to Cafe Photo. When I go to Cafe Photo, it's kind of like this, right? You don't see anybody, well, not that many people there at the moment. It's like a handful of people. But as you can see, it's not like a large area. It's a large enough area. But I think that's good because when it gets packed and it gets uncomfortable, women are standing and they're looking for a place to sit. And it's kind of like by then, you should have already worked up some deal with some woman that you're talking to. Women will strike up a conversation with you, but it's like, you control the pace of your interaction with that woman. As long as you're upfront and you're honest. If you go over there and say, hey, look, you're a lovely woman, but I'm not looking to do anything with anybody tonight. I'm just trying to have a drink and have a conversation. Then it's up to her to say, hey, look, no worries. You have a good night. I got to make my money, or no worries. I'm not putting any pressure on you. We could sit here and have a conversation. I didn't force anything on you. I had a couple women give me both of those answers that night. You understand? I had a couple women give me those two answers right there. So should I put on should I go back and show you this video right here? So this is a closer look at the video. If you look right here, it's just nothing but women sitting down. I noticed from the handful of women I talked to that night, like they were from Colombia, right? I'm pretty sure there might have been some Panamanian women there, or there might have been some Venezuelan women there. But the majority of women that I talked to, it wasn't that much. It wasn't that many women. They was from Colombia. All right. So if I had to judge at what time and what day this video was taking place, right? It doesn't seem like it was on a weekend. And let's say if this was on a weekend, if this was a Saturday, this would be around about 9:30. All right. This is around about 9, because when I was there on Saturday. Yeah, it was about this many women there at one point in time, but that was like 9:30. By like almost 11 o'clock, it was so packed full of women. They was just standing right here in the middle, just standing, waiting for men to kind of pick and choose. All right. Now I want you to, pay attention to her right there. So when I was there, all the women had body. There was some females there, their faces were kind of strong, right? But it wasn't that many. It was only about a handful of women whose faces were strong. Okay, here's a better look at the outside. I think I did remember seeing plants in the front, but it's like a wall, right? And then you walk up here. Nobody speaks. They just say hello. And then I sat over here in the corner on the outer part. All right. I sat over here in the corner, and, to kind of make sure I had an eye view of, I could see everybody and everything or what's going on at the club. That's not cafe photo. You see, like they got these other pictures here. It's not even cafe photo. All right. That's not cafe photo. That's not cafe photo. That's not it either. All right. I want to find. Okay, so they're not going to, hold on. They're not going to enlarge in this photo right here. That's crazy. That's crazy. One of the best photos of the cafe. They're not going to enlarge in it. Pause. Okay. So that's pretty much what it looks like at a different angle. You see these guys in the picture. There's only 3 guys, but look how many women there are. That looks like a woman right there behind her. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That might be a guy right there. So it's about 14 women, and there's only 3 or 4 guys in this picture right here. That's how it was. This was probably from, no, that's, I think that is in cafe photo. That's up against the wall, and they got a TV up top. But you see there, some of the guys there, men of a certain age, there's young women, and they're cooperative. That's the vibe when you go to cafe photo. So I'm walking up there. I get there early. I think I get there around about 8:30. All right. So they don't have that many pictures. So let's just go back to this one right here. I get there around about 8:30, right? Early enough. There's only about 4 or 5 women there, and it's only 4 guys. It's one table with 3 guys wearing business outfits, and it's me, right? So I'm just sitting back, ordering my drink. I just ordered wine that night. The reason why I ordered wine was because when I was at the steakhouse, I had 2 mixed drinks, and then some time had passed, and right before I left the hotel to go to photo, I had some wine because there was some complimentary 2 bottles of complimentary wine in my room. So I'm like, I don't want to go order other mixed drinks or tequila or whatever. And now you done concocted, something damn near close to mustard gas in your gut. And now you feeling sick and you about to throw up. So I'm like, I wanted to be consistent with what I drank earlier. So ordered some wine, and then I got my wine. I'm just sitting in the corner. Remember, I'm over here. Let me zoom in. So this is the club. I'm like way over here. Right, I'm in this corner right here. All right. And so surely, but soon enough, one by one, more women come in, more guys come in. There was a table in front of me full of like white Latinas, and then some Japanese men came in, and maybe they were either Korean or Japanese. And they came in talking with the ladies. They were pretty much in shape. They were older, and they were trying to speak English, and the girls were trying to speak English. So it was a lot of broken English over there on that table. And they light up cigars. I don't know. I don't think you should smoke right before you're about to handle your business. Maybe smoke after, So a few minutes later, that whole table, it was like 4 Japanese men there. Soon enough, like it was like 2 or 4 ladies there. Soon enough, that table gets up and they leave, right? So I guess they took them back to their rooms and they just paid for whatever services they were offering. Okay, so I'm sitting in the corner and more people's coming in, and a table not too far from me. So if I'm seated right here, there's like a table right here, not too far from over here. I make eye contact with this woman over here sitting down wearing all white, and then her friend is wearing all red. Both of them are bad. But the girl that's sitting down wearing all white, she was, let me tell you, she was the baddest chick I had seen thus far in that entire country. Now, that's saying a lot because there was a lot of 8s and 9s that I saw already since I've been in the country. That chick I saw was the baddest chick that I saw out of all of them. Out of all the women that I saw, at this cafe. But like a lame, I kind of froze up because we made eye contact. She winked. She said, hey, baby, waved. And I just gave like a hello smile. And I looked right back into my phone. And she was like, damn, all right. And that took me back to 2010 when I met my French Canadian ex, right? Me and her, my French Canadian ex, we met at this club in Canada. We didn't make eye contact, but I saw her and I was like, oh my gosh, she's bad. She had, face, body, like my ex was a 9. And then I look away for a second because I'm like trying to build up the courage. I'm about to just go approach her and holler at her. I'm about to build up the courage to go holler at her. As soon as I turn back around, she's gone. I don't see her till like maybe 8 minutes later. And when I saw her again, that's when I approached her because I thought she had left. But make a long story short, I approached her. She was all up on me at the club. We ended up dating later on. And, we dated for a couple of years. This chick right here, she's a lady of the night. Mind you, all the women at this cafe, they're all women of the night. Okay? So, but she's the baddest chick in the club. And I want her to sit next to me. So she gets up and walks over to the front to speak to the guy that was, just kind of guarding the front a little bit, just greeting everybody. He was a worker. Then she walks back over here. You see this wall? She walks back over here. There's like a bunch of tables over there, and she sits with her friends. But there's like a pillar. You see all these pillars? They're kind of in the way, so I can't really see her from where I was sitting at. But I know she's sitting over there, and I'm like, damn, right? I was just like, that's I'd have looked kind of lame that we made eye contact. She said hello. I put my head back into the phone, and then it's like I'm getting up and I'm going to her on the other side of the club. Like, if she comes back around over here, then I'm definitely going to say something. If she doesn't, then I'm going to wait till more women come in, and I'm going to find a chick that looks just as bad as her as more women are coming in, because there's fine women there, but I'm like, no, I want that one. That one was bad. All right. There was another chick before her that approached me. She was running some good game. She was telling me, like, you probably one of the best looking guys, if not the best looking guy I've seen come through here. And I'm like, man, stop it. She's like, no, I'm not lying. Normally the guys that come here, they're all old and overweight. Like, you're very, very attractive, very handsome. It's I have to be honest and give you your props. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And she was just like, what do you want to do? I offer everything, yada, yada, yada. She's all rubbing on me and whatever. And, I'm trying to have a conversation. And I was like, how old are you? No, actually, you got a kid? She was like, yeah. I'm like, how old is she? She was like, my daughter, she's 17. I'm like, damn, 17? I'm like, how old are you? She was like, I'm 50. I was like, oh, shit. But she was bad, though, for a 50-year-old. So I had my hand, on her gluteus maximus. All right. And it was to the maximus. I'm not going to lie. It was maximus. So, I got my hands on her ass, feeling on her legs. And I was just like, hey, you know what? You cool and everything, but I just came here to have a drink and just to observe. It's my first time here, so you have a good night. And she was like, no problem. You have a good night yourself too, right? Now, she wasn't bad looking, but you can tell that her face was kind of weathered, right? Weathered to the point where it's like, okay, when she told me she was 50, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Now, she didn't look like a typical just haggardly looking 50-year-old. No, this woman looked good, but you can see that, she didn't really have like the best looking face in the spot. Body was okay, but she didn't have the best looking face in the spot. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'll wait for more women to come in. Hopefully better caliber of women come in. So fast forward, I see the woman wearing all white across from me. I bitched out. She went across. She went across the cafe, sat far. Then she came back. Okay, then she came back. Right here, you see right here? That's a mirror. Okay, this is a mirror right here. She comes back from across the cafe, and I told you, I'm sitting right here at this table. If you can imagine there being a table behind this wall. Behind this wall, I'm sitting at this table, and the chick in all white with her friend in all red. And both of them got top and bottom, if you know what I'm trying to say. Legs, feet, face. This woman didn't have a flaw at all. This is I wouldn't say a dime, but this is definitely a 9.5 right here. Hell, she was a dime. All right. Her and her friend, dimes. Her friend was wearing like this red. How can I explain it? It was like a piece of red material covering up, like, her chest, right? Um, the breastises on just the breastises on her chest. So like her shoulder and like the top part of her chest, it's all revealing. Her stomach was showing, but then like everything else is covered. Her back was open, but everything else was covered. But her ass was like, I mean, her ass was poked out. Like if this was her back, her ass was like this. Was like this. If this line was her back, her ass was like the back part of this SUV right here. Both of them. That's how much it was poking out. Both of them. So she comes back over here, the chicken white that I wanted, adjusts herself in the mirror. Her friend in red was standing next to her. I said, "Hey, you drinking tonight?" She can't understand me because she doesn't know Spanish. I mean, she doesn't speak English. So I do the hand gesture. I'm like, you drink? Have you? So she doesn't really know what I'm saying. So I'm like, hey, have a seat over here. And she has a phone, but it's no data. Okay. In Panama, I want to say the majority of the women, all the women that I met. All right. So I highlighted 5 women. Two out of the 5 women that I met up with in Panama had data. Uh, girl number 1 and girl number 3. Girl number 1 and girl number 3, they both had data. Girl number 2, 4, and 5, they didn't have data. So it's like I had to share my mobile hotspot with this woman that I met over here. But she bad, so it's okay. I shared a hotspot so she can use her phone and use the translation so we could translate with one another. So we speaking into each other's phones and translating everything. So she's sitting next to me, but I'll just, like I said, lady of the night, trying to get her money. That's cool. But she was very good at what she was doing. Right? All over me, right? Holding on to me, her head on my shoulder, rubbing on me, you know, her hand on my leg, my hand on her. I was rubbing up her on, up and down her leg. Her skin was very, very smooth. All right. Very, very smooth skin. She's showing me all the pictures in her phone. She telling me what life is like back in Colombia. She loves Carnival. Carnival's like in March in Colombia. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna go back because I want to go to Carnival. And she was like, oh, Carnival, baby, Carnival, Carnival. And after a while, I'm just like, okay, damn all this that's cool, but damn all this Carnival. So she's showing me all these photos, and it's heavy, 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 heavy flirting going on. I'm talking about she's everything that I'm saying to her, she is laughing. Like I was joking, but I was heavy flirting with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, like, look here, you the baddest in the club here. Oh, baby, all the girls are, they're everyone's staring at us and looking at us, and they're also staring at you. They're winking at you. I see what they're doing. I'm like, man, my eyes, I ain't even worried about them. I'm worried about you. Oh, but you know, they all think we're together. I'm like, we are together. Let's go get married. And then, she's laughing at little jokes. Like I'm telling little jokes like that the whole night to her. She's laughing. Her teeth are pearly white. Skin is soft, smooth. Feet is looking right. She got the high heels on, the white pumps. It's just, oh my God. Like, So I buy her some drink. She ordered whiskey. She ordered 3 cups of whiskey that night. I had 3 cups of wine, and then her friend ordered like I think 3 glasses of like margarita or something like that. I'm like, no, does your friend want anything to drink? What does your friend want? She was like, oh, thank you, baby, yada yada yada. And I'm pretty sure if I wanted to, I could have had both of them that night. But I wasn't. This is my first time there. I don't want to get too wild, too greedy. I don't want the word getting back to Cafe Photo that, hey, that boy there is too wild. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my photo posted and plastered at Photo saying, hey, do not let him in. All right. So she's rubbing all on me. I bought, and it's like I'm not tripping. Like when women are around me, technically, is that tricking? What I did that night? Yes, that was tricking. But even women that I've dated in the past, if we go together, I don't spend my last on you. I don't just give you whatever you want, but I'm not cheap. All right. You can ask my exes. All my exes would tell you he's not cheap. He takes good care. He took good care of me when we go out. He made sure I had a good time. So, she's thinking I'm younger than her. She thought I was like 5 years younger than her. And I'm like, no, I was actually 4 years older than her. And she was like, oh my God, baby, you look like you about this age. And I was like, thank you. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? She was like, oh my God, how do you do it? I was like, women like yourself, they keep me young, your feet, women with feet like yours, legs, hips, breasts, and a face like yours, it keeps me young. And she starts laughing and she's still all rubbing all on me. And so now the 50-year-old chick earlier who came up to me to try to get a payday off of me, she in the cut looking real salty. All right. Looking real salty. He said he just wanted to have a drinking conversation. And he didn't, and then he shooed me away. I could see her. At one point in time in the night, baby girl had to go up and use the restroom. She had to get up and use the restroom. So she gets up and use the restroom. Now I'm looking up and I'm paying attention to the club. Now this whole entire club is just packed, right? And it's a bunch of women standing because there's not enough seats. All right. There's not enough seats for all these women, and it's not enough men, but they're waiting on a guy to kind of pull them by their hand and say, hey, baby, come with me. What's your name? Yada, yada, yada. Because they trying to, it's they trying to get paid. Right. Now I'm observing to see, okay, who else is in the club. So her friend, I see her, she's not too far away, wearing red, looking good. I'm like, hey, you want some more to drink? Go ahead, go get you another round. Like, don't worry about it. I got you. Oh, thank you, baby. Yada, yada, yada. Her chick was beyond bad. Bad is an understatement. What's another word above bad? You know what I'm saying? That was her friend, especially when she was wearing that red. But I'm looking around, I'm seeing like now there's more like black women in the club, like black Colombian women in the club, dark skin. They might have been Panamanian, I don't know, but black Latinas in the club. This one chick, she pulled up in like this purple dress. Her ass. Now, remember I said that the girl that I was with and her friend, her ass, like let's say if this was her back, her ass was, like this, like the trunk of this SUV. This one black chick, she walked in wearing purple, face car good, right? Face car solid, real pretty in the face. If this was her back right here, this line, her ass was the entire back seat and the trunk of this SUV. That's how big her ass was. And she winking at me. She's smiling, winking at me. That's how they get your attention. They hit you with a wink. She's smiling ear to ear, winking at me. And it's like, oh my God. And I'm like, I can't, my girl, she's gonna be back. Right. Then I look over to my left. There was this other chick. She was light skinned, like a light skinned black Latina, curly black hair. She stood up. She had this like colorful one piece on. I'm talking about like, man, that one piece was going up the crack of her ass. That shit was bouncing. When she was walking, her ass looked like two balls dribbling in her, in the back of that skirt. You know what I'm saying? Her ass was dribbling in the back of that skirt. Clear the lane. I'm going to the hole. That's what it looked like. I'm like, oh my God, man. I'm looking all around. I'm seeing more bad women just walking in. It's just packed with women now. The girl comes back from the bathroom and she's like, oh, baby, I saw, other girls there. She was just cute, playing like she's a little jealous. All the girls are after you, yada, yada, yada. I said, look here, I ain't even worried about them. Right? I'm not worried. So we still talking, drinks is flowing, and she was like, baby, what you want to do? I'm like, look here, I'm trying to, let's go back to my hotel. So we go to my hotel. Hold on, let me show you a different view. We go to my hotel and let's just, I want to keep it PG-13, but let's just say I was behind her and this was her view. All right. I was behind her while this was her view and she had no clothes on. Ass was, oh my God, that ass was fire. She stayed the night. I was a little worried because she was Colombian, and I'm like, y'all have a reputation. So I made her give her passport because remember, she flew in from Colombia to be in Panama for a month. So I made her give her passport to the concierge at the front desk of the hotel. I'm like, no, hold her ID up here, and if she comes back downstairs without me, something's not right. All right. I said this. I said this out loud because she doesn't know what I'm saying. She don't speak English. All right. But she know her passport is downstairs. And so, oh my God, we tow up that hotel room. I made sure to have this view open. Now, my window, I don't know why I only took pictures of this, but my window, hold on. I got another angle of my hotel, but let me see. But it's during the day. I got another angle of the window of shit of that window because it's a large window. All right. Hold on. As a matter of fact, let me take a screenshot of this. Okay. So I'm gonna take a screenshot. I'm gonna upload it to the drive. And then I'm gonna post it for you guys. All right. So Hold on real quick. Be patient. Let me show you at a different angle, but this other angle is an angle I took of my hotel room during the day. All right. This is during the day. Okay, so let me take this down and bam. So that's what my hotel room looked at one angle during the day. That's how wide the window was. So I pulled, and there's another window over here. Okay, and behind the TV, there's another. There's some more curtains, blinds that you could pull back. So you could pull this back, you could pull that back, and then you could pull this back over here. So I had this pulled all the way back, this pulled all the way back. I had her up against the window right here. Right. I had her on the couch. I had her on the bed. I had her in the shower. Like, man, it was it was going down when I was there. All right. Let me put it back at this view right here. So morning came, and I said, I like to take my walks alongside Cinta Contetta. Now remember, see, this right here. Let me pull it up. This right here, this whole, you see this blue strip right here? This is a wall. Right next to this wall, there's a path. Can you see the path? You see right here? This right here is the bike path, rollerblading, and everything. And this other side is where people walk, jog, and run. Okay. So I used to walk this, and it stretches all the way to the other side of the coast. And I used to walk there every single day. So I walk in the morning when we got up. We did a walk together, holding hand, kicking cans, just chopping it up, feeling them soft hands. Then I sent her on her way. Damn dope story, man. Sounds better, safer, and more real in a way than the stories I usually hear about other South Central American countries. Salute the calm, breezy boy. Yeah. Yeah, man. It's look here, man. I'm on vacation. Girl number one, she gone. Right. I had to send her off to the airport on Friday. She gone. Girl number two, she didn't want to show up on Saturday, talking about her body aching and just too much stress from school. I'm like, all right. Girl number three, she's in Colombia. She's not really sending messages throughout the day. Right now, I'm meeting girl number four. So I'm like, damn. Y'all want to see girl number four? Check out the link in the description box below to the Facebook page. There's like 3 photos of her on Facebook. All right. So, but yeah, I appreciate it. I won't lie to you guys, man. Now, was there a price? Yes. All right. Was there a price? Yes. But it wasn't that much, right? I spent more on food and drinks than the price that she threw towards me. You see what I'm saying? Everything was safe, clean, respectful. But it was like when I was there, and like I really feel like, yeah, exactly, calm breeze. I expedited the process. That's what it is. We just expediting the process, right? Because what I paid for, most guys, they don't even, you know what I'm saying? They spend a lot more than that before they get in them draws. before it even gets anywhere. Hell, most guys spend more than that, and the chick that they've been taking out on dates trying to get to know, they're like, you like a brother. You know what I'm saying? They hit you with the brother talk, and you didn't gain anything. So I I just expedited the process, but I liked it because it was like the shit was intoxicating. Not in a negative way, but I'm talking about like the flirting, the lust, it was very intoxicating. It was like, you know, because in my mind, I'm like, okay, they're supposed to say that. That's their job. They trying to get paid, but it was like, oh, girl liked me so much, she actually hit me with a discount. You know what I'm saying? She was like, usually I charge this much to be hanging out with somebody that long and go back to their hotel and stay all night like that and then walk during the day. And, usually I charge this much, but she was just like, I was feeling you so much that I didn't even like money. I wasn't worried about money. I just wanted to have a good time with you. And I respected that. She gave me like, you know, beyond the girlfriend experience, you know, beyond. It was like she treated me like I was that dude in the club. Like a lot of women were paying attention to us that night, right? There was a table next to us. It was a large table, it was guys and girls. I think it was four, about four guys, 4 or 5 guys at that table, and there were girls around them. And so one of the guys, he was making some weird noises at the table thinking it was funny. And my girl looked at him like, ugh, like, why would he make a noise like that? And then the other girls at the table was kind of looking over at him like, what is he doing? You know what I'm saying? So you got older guys there. I'm not saying there's not other guys that are just as tall, just as attractive, pause, right? But they running game. I'm cool, but I really think they meant that shit the way they was trying to tell me. She was like, "No, you don't understand. Guys like you don't usually come here, right? Look at you. You're in shape." I'm like, "But he's in shape and he's in shape. Yeah, he's in shape for his age. Look how old he is, right? This is what we normally get, and most of the time, like they not even in shape. They really fat." I was like, "Oh damn." So so, oh girl, she still, to make a long story short, she still follows me to this day on social media. We added each other on social media. She still follows me. Um, she was watching my stories today, right? Calm breeze. The only downside is it's so good sometimes you get sad when it's over. More money solves that though. Yeah, I'm on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Like the money wasn't a problem. You know what I'm saying? Like I bought her food. I asked if her friend wanted food. She didn't want any food. But she did take the drinks. I don't blame her. She can't work, quote unquote, with a full stomach. So she has some drinks, and the girl I was with, she had some drinks. I mean, the chick was so bad, I couldn't resist. Like, if y'all want to see how she looked, how pictures they don't, a picture doesn't really do its justice as much, as in person. This chick was so bad in person, and she was on me and just leaned on me, rubbing all on me, you know, the entire night. I'm standing. Um, I remember before we went back to the hotel, I was like, "Where's the ATM machine around here?" She was like, "Oh, there's a casino over there." I'm like, okay, let me go to the ATM. So I had everything ready. I'm like, hey, let's go. But she was like, oh, baby, let's listen to the karaoke. It's so romantic. I was like, oh, okay. So she stands in front of me, but she got her ass poked out on on you know what, grinding up against it, and she holding me, you know, watching this guy do karaoke. Listen, I guess it was like a romance song. I don't know. I'm like, yeah. All right, let's go. I got the Uber ready. So we go back to the room. Oh man, body was on point, right? But everybody, well, the majority of the women's bodies at that spot was on point too, but hers was the best. She had the prettiest face and one of the nicest bodies at that spot. So, guys, man, I said all that to say this. When you go out, there's going to be women that you'll have lined up, right? From whatever dating app that you use. There's going to be women that you have lined up, and they're not going to come through for you in the clutch, right? They're not going to show up when they say they're going to show up. They're going to show up late. They're going to flake out, right? They're not going to tell you till much later, like, hey, I got one or two kids and I need to attend to them tonight. They're not going to tell you that they flying out of town, in the middle of your stay, and you won't see them past a certain day, right? And then when you show up and you see how bad the women are on the street, you like, damn, these women that are messaging me on this app, I don't even want to respond back to them because there's better females out here. Yeah, people think too binary with pros, real versus fake, but it's complicated. Sometimes a pro like you more than your real girlfriend. Yeah, it's like I didn't even have a kitchen in my hotel room. If I say, hey, look, I want you get over there, make me some breakfast, butt ass naked. She would have done that. She was already naked the whole time she was in the room because I was like, hey, look, before we get in this room, I got one rule: no clothes. All right. When you step past I was on my Diddy shit. Pause. I said, hey, when you get past this door right here, this room number right here, there's no clothes allowed. And then she starts laughing and giggling, like, oh, okay, daddy. I was like, yeah, no clothes. No clothes. Right? She stayed naked the whole time from night, from dusk till dawn. You know what I'm saying? So, before she left, had to hit it again up against, but see, I try to get her up against the window in the morning, but the black part, like the outline of the window, it was enough space for her to hold, how can I explain it? The frame of the window, that black part, it was thick enough to where like you can put your hands there and just hold on for support. It's stuck out that far, but it was hot in the morning because of the sun. So, oh baby, it's kind of hot. I was like, oh, okay, all right, my bad. Right, damn, I couldn't really get up against the window in the in the morning time like that. So, so what happened was she go back home, get her a little bit more rest. She hits me up later on. I'm like, hey, how you doing? She was like, yeah. I was like, you want to see me? She was like, yes, baby, I do want to see you. I was like, oh no, am I gonna have to pay a little bit more money? She was like, yes, I was like, how much? And she was like, oh, it's whatever you want to give me. What do you want to give me? I was like, come on now. What's your ongoing rate? Just tell me. Is it the same as last night? She was like, how long do you want to, how long do you want me to hang out with you? I was like, I want to hang out with you. The same amount of time that I had last night. She said that no, that was like the amount that I charged you for last night. That was like a slow night for me. This is what I normally charge. It was 3 times the rate, right? It was 3 times the amount than what I paid for the night before. I'm like, what the fuck? She was like, yeah, it was just, I liked you so much and everything was flowing that I was just like, hey, whatever. I just hit you with the slow night price, but this is like a good night for me price. I was like, nah, I ain't paying for none of that. So then she tried to bring it down by like 25%. I said, hell no. Still, you can't up the ante on me 300% and then bring it down 25. No, I don't. No. Okay, how much do you want? I'm like, look, why don't I just give you what I gave you the night before, and then we do our thing again, and then you can go back to the cafe that night, get your money, and meet up with somebody else. She was like, okay. So she hung around for like 2-3 hours and then got ready, left, and then I went to the steakhouse right down the street, right? I went to the steakhouse right down the street. It was Super Bowl Sunday. So the TV at the steakhouse, they had Super Bowl playing on the TV. While I'm there, girl number 3 calls me. Well, actually, she texts me. Hold on. Not saying you would do this or me, but bro, after some of the pros I've been with, I see why dudes marry them. Bad idea, but I can see why. Yeah, because, but here's the thing, like, most of them guys, I do see why, because of the excuse that the women give them. All right. These women will tell you, like, hey, I got a job, but, you know, I'm doing this because I got to send money back home. And they either got kids or they got a mama who's like struggling back at home. Dad is struggling back at home, but so they thinking, okay, she doesn't really want to do this. All she needs is a man. And no, like, if she really didn't want to do that, she wouldn't have done that. She would have just got her a regular job. But just having a regular job, you're getting paid less than the majority of people in that country. And you kind of live in, you barely making ends meet the amount of money they're getting paid. So I see how much you paid on Patreon. To be honest, even 3 times is super fair for her and overnight. But that's what I mean. It's sad we not super rich. Just eat them costs. You could say it. What did I say on Patreon? You could type it. I don't, you could type it in there. Hold on. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. It was 140. All right. So you saw what she looked like on Patreon, right? I don't know why I've never seen your name before. I'm thinking this your first time over here. Let me double check. Did I post a picture of her? Yes, I did. Yeah. See that picture, it wasn't like, in person. She had both hands on my leg. You saw that? If you look closer at her chest, you know what? I'll just save that for Patreon. I'll talk about it again on Patreon. Right? But yeah. she was, oh my God, she was speaking that Spanish to me. She was like, "Oh, baby, you travel so much. Oh, baby, I would love to travel with you one day." But I know she gonna hit me with a price. So, oh, but I agree with you. I'll probably talk about that on a Patreon special. Do I see? I can kind of see why guys would wife them. I can see that they're walking around with. I don't know who's considered a dime today, right? Who's considered a dime? I don't think that I haven't seen any dimes today. They're walking around with Lori Harvey's. Hell, they're walking around with women better than Lori Harvey, in Colombia, Brazil. They're walking around with women better than a Lotto, the rapper Lotto. They're walking around with women better than a lot of these women that you see in the media, these IG models, right? They're walking, and their body is natural. A lot of these women, they're walking around women better than these women that are in. See, the women that we walk around with in Latin America, that's not the norm anywhere in America. You might be like, okay, damn, you go to LA, the baddest women are at this party over here. But, even the women that they uphold saying that they're the baddest, it's like they ain't shit compared to these women in, Latin America. They got to psych you out in America to tell you, okay, this is hot right here. And it's not. It's not. Like, I remember they was trying to say, talk about, remember when Paris Hilton was a thing? Her beauty and everything. It's like, nobody, I'm like, this is one of the, I don't want to call her the U word, but it's just like this. I don't see it. I'll just say this. I don't see it with Paris Hilton. I didn't see it with Lionel Richie's daughter. And they kept following them two around. Now I get it, with Kim Kardashian back in like 06, 07. That 2006, 2007 Kim K, I get it. Right? But even with Kanye's new wife, he trying to like kind of replace a Kim K. Man, even she's not even the baddest. A woman like her ain't even the baddest in Latin America, right? She was, yeah. And you paying way, way more here, even with regular. You paying insanity. America is cooked, bro. Yeah, it's like, and then look at this picture on the screen, right? That night, there wasn't a lot of, I mean, do y'all remember? I don't want to take this photo down and show you. Do y'all remember the photos and the videos I showed you of Cafe Photo? There wasn't that many foreigners there. That night, there wasn't that many foreigners there. I'm telling you, that night, there was not that many foreigners there. When I was walking around Multi Plaza is like the Galleria of Panama City. There wasn't that many foreigners there. As a matter of fact, sometimes you can't even really tell who's a foreigner or not, because you might think, oh, this guy's a white guy over here. He might be a foreigner, but he's speaking Spanish. So it's like he's from somewhere in Latin America. He's not speaking English. At my hotel, there wasn't a lot of foreigners there. Right? I'm talking about foreigners from America, Canada, Europe, Australia, Western foreigners. There was a lot of like other Latin American people at my hotel and in these other places. Calm Breeze said, yeah, I was gonna say I'm glad this channel's small because I'm probably gonna add Panama to my visit list, and we don't need ninjas ruining it. Calm Breeze, I'm thinking about taking down the Panamanian live streams down and just adding them to Patreon. I'm thinking about just taking. Yeah, you're right. I should do that. When I was at the airport, I didn't see like I didn't see Western foreigners there. Yes, did I see? You can't really tell who's a foreigner or not. I'm like, I'm going to the Calio Steakhouse. I'm the only foreigner there. I went to the Hard Rock Cafe. I'm the only foreigner there. I'm at the casino. I'm like, there was a small crowd of people watching the Super Bowl in the casino. It wasn't like, and then, so I'm assuming, and then there was another room where they were sitting, they were kind of gathered up around the screen watching. It wasn't that many people. It was like, this is manageable right here. There was so many women to go around at Cafe Photo. If all the men took home women that night, there would have been dozens of women who, maybe like 3 dozen women that went home and was like, yeah, I didn't make anything tonight. Yeah, no, I am going to take it down because we got to protect Panama. We got to protect it. I'm being selfish here. We really have to protect Panama. Let them go to Colombia. Let them go to Brazil. We can't have them ruining Panama because Panama, you know, it's like from where I'm at, it's only a 3.5 hour flight. There's like a touristy area of Panama. You know, there's some tourist things you could do and sites to see, but you could see all that within a couple of days. After that, the next time you go to Panama, you mainly just going to be focused on hollering at women, and if the women you holler at is turning you down, or they're not giving you any cooperation, or the women that you have their contact information, they're not hitting you back, you go right over to Cafe Photo. There's only one other YouTuber I heard mention Panama very briefly, and it piqued my interest, but this series here sold me on it. Man, did you watch that live stream that I did last week, Tuesday, when I first landed there? Did you watch that? Because I was along this strip right here in the picture, and I kept having to stop like almost every 30 seconds, every minute, because it was somebody that bad who kept walking past me. Yeah, I saw some of it. You were walking on that strip. Yeah. Yeah. Right. And who were they walking around with? Some women, they had like decent looking guys on them. Some women, they was walking around with like dudes that were built like the Michelin tire man. I'm like, this man's fat is busting out of his shirt. Pause. And she walking around with him. I'm like, guys, y'all see what y'all can get down here. Y'all see what y'all can get down here. So, hey man, I'm gonna keep these videos up for maybe about a week, and then I'm gonna take them down. Most of the Panamanian videos on YouTube, it's like couples going to Panama, right? And even the videos of people talking about Panama, guys aren't really interested in it like that. They're like, I've seen guys in some of these travel groups, they say, yeah, Panama is cool, but it's not Colombia. So had a good time, but I'm not coming back. The most important thing to me about Panama is the safety. You understand? You're not going to get that level of like, you look at this view right here. I'm pretty sure there might be cities in Colombia and Brazil that have a good view, but I don't know. I haven't seen it. I've seen some nice pictures of other cities in Latin America. I haven't seen this. You know what I'm saying? I haven't really seen this view anywhere else. Like, this was my hotel view. I'm on the top floor, right? I haven't seen this view. I was walking around at 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Nobody bothering me. Everybody was polite towards me, respectful. The food was good. Get you a Panamanian wife who was cool with you, have side chicks, and set sail into the sunset. Man, you see, this first go round, salute to the brother from yesterday. I forgot his name, but he got up on here. As a matter of fact, let me drop the link. So if anybody wants to call in and chime in and give their 2 cents, or they want to have a conversation, or they want to chop it up, just click that link and let's chop it up. So the link is right there to come up on StreamYard. But the brother yesterday, he said, he was just like, you know, because I was talking about girl number 2 who's like a virgin, right? He seen a video of her. He's like, oh, damn, yeah, she's very pretty, right? And I told her, I'm not really interested in you because you're very delicate and you see the world one way. You haven't seen the world from the lens of a woman who's gotten dicked down by a guy they really liked. You understand? You have not had passionate sex with a man that you really like. A guy that you really like has not inserted himself into you and broke you down and had all your senses tingling while he was breaking you down in the bedroom, right? So you kind of preaching to me about courting and, you know, some of the teachings your father taught you. I'm like, I'm glad your father is in your life, but damn all that. And when he came up here, he was like, look, I know we come from a culture in America where it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. But in Latin America, they're used to this the men are very machismo. So you kind of have to be overly direct to them. You know, he was like, that girl that said she was tired, he was like, if you would have told her, no, I need you here on Saturday, be here at this time, and don't be late, she would have showed up. You know what I'm saying? He goes, because he has a girl in Colombia. He goes, man, once I tried that, like they just say yes and they do it. You know what I'm saying? And I was just like, oh, because my attitude is if a woman could do whatever it is that she want to do, but if it doesn't align what it is I want you to do and it's not hurting nobody, then hey, I have the choice to do what I want to do, which is to let you go also. I have the choice to let you go and never speak to you again. So that whole time I was there after Thursday, girl number 2 was like, oh, what's wrong? You don't want to communicate with me no more and this, that, and the third. I was just like, no, I don't want to communicate with you no more. Like, I like a woman who puts in effort, right? But he was just like, man, he's like, I know you're not a pushover, right? But next time, like, be overly direct. That's how it is in their culture. You know, you kind of have to deprogram the American mindset and do things the Latin way. I'm like, all right. So that chick today, girl number 2, she hit me up talking about, she sent me a message talking about, how come, you don't message me, and why don't you hit me up? Like, I haven't heard from her in 2 days. Now, she said she was going to video call me yesterday and she didn't. So she messaged me earlier today talking about, how come you don't message me and this is that and the third. So I got a screenshot and I wrote her this. I told her, I'm only going to say this once and I'm going to be very direct. You follow my lead and do what I need you to do, or you can go elsewhere and find someone else that's more suitable for you. The man that is most suitable for you is probably sitting right next to you at school, but you choose to overlook those men. I don't follow women. I have wisdom, resources, and a lot of life experiences. You're so young minded that you don't understand how the world works. Respectfully, you are cute, but I don't need you. There are plenty of pretty women that are much more cooperative who don't play silly little games. I'm a traditional man and I don't play modern games with nobody, and I know what I want. Either you get your mind right and follow my lead, or we say our goodbyes right now. I went on to say, you have two overprotective parents that love you very much. I'm happy you have both of your parents in your life, but they're giving you advice that they didn't follow when they were your age. You telling me about what your father taught you, your father is not going to be the one making love to you, protecting you, and building a family with you. That's the job of men like myself who know what we are doing. And I left it at that, right? So it's like I took Buddy's advice yesterday and I'm just like, hey, you know, do what you've been doing, but turn it up a notch and be overly direct. And I was like, hey, you know what? Thanks for that advice. Yeah, younger women are super overrated, in my opinion, for dating. She trying to be cute. Be right back. All right, we'll still be here. But it's like, you know, somebody came in the clutch Monday morning. I'll talk about them a different day. All right. But girl number 4, I'm pretty sure she's at work right now. I could video call her right now. I bet she's going to be at Cafe Photo right now. So, but she was bad. Talk about the colorism. Um, you want to know something? I didn't. Of course, there's colorism in Latin America. I was looking for it. It's best explained than told, but I didn't. It wasn't blatant. See, it's colorism is more blatant in Canada than what I saw in Panama, right? Because when you go to Canada to that airport, there's no black people working at the airport in Canada. None. There's a bunch of black people working at the airport in Panama, right? Black people that I saw in the mall, they weren't homely looking. Black people that I saw jogging and running, they were not homely looking. They had nice Nike Air Tech outfits on. They was getting it in. Black people that were even in the tourist district, the tourist areas working, they didn't look homely looking. So yeah, I know there's like a race. There's a difference between racism and colorism, but it, to go by what you were saying, it didn't dawn on me until girl number 1, the dark skinned Colombian chick, right? She worked at a jewelry store. She was selling it on the side as well. But I said, man, I'm like, I'm really looking for something solid, like long term, for me to go back to, right? I'm looking for something solid and long term. And she still met up with me, and she still hits me up to this day. But I thought about it. I was like, man, this is a dark skinned Colombian woman. I'm a dark skinned man. Like I said, I bet if I was a white dude, she would drop that, that street shit right away. I said, hey man, drop that shit and get with me. If I was a white dude, she probably would have said yes. Right? Because there's a lot of women, they either try to get with somebody white or at least light skin in like Latin America. But some of these women, they have such deep, like dark roots from, because Panama is a mixture of people from Barbados, Jamaica, Grenada, stuff like that worked on the canal, and it was intense inbreeding, right? So there's a lot of Caribbean roots. They have all right, hold on. Nick Travels is up. Let me get my headphones on. Be patient. Hold on. All right, y'all, coming to the stage. Nick Travels, what's going on?
Was good, was good, man. Salute. Happy New Year to everybody, man.
Yeah. Happy New Year. What's going on? So you've been to Panama before?
Yeah, man. So I work remotely, so I live in Mexico right now, but I've been pretty much everywhere. So
Mm.
the time I went, I usually try to give like a country a solid month, to make like a good opinion. But I was just so bored, I left after like a week and a half.
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't find any like excursions or like what I mean, entertaining stuff to do besides like the bar or clubs. You know what I'm saying? As far as like activities and stuff like that. Yeah, you have like the slingshots and the museums and what I'm saying, the historical sites and the Panama Canal. But for me, that was all I could find.
Yeah, that was about
Um,
it.
and then as far as the woman part, I only went on like one date with the regular girl, um, and it was towards the end of my trip, so I didn't go out on a second one. But I didn't. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I didn't get any play in Panama. But like I said, I was only there for like a week and a half because I was so bored. But I don't know, man. I might go back. I might give it another chance. But I that's it's on the bottom of my list.
Yeah, you know what? I feel you. I feel where you're coming from because when I was there, I was starting to get bored also.
Right,
So I
right,
had that same feeling, but I was there for a week and I was able to meet up with 5 different women. I could have met up with way more because they was hitting my line, but they didn't look as good as the other women that I were talking to.
right,
Um,
right,
so I had a backup to a backup to a backup when I
right.
was over there. But still, all in all, the women they look much better than the women in America. I could tell you that.
Oh yeah, of course,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's not a debate. That's not a debate.
Now,
That's
what
not a
city in
debate at
Mexico
all.
are you in right now?
I'm on the coast, so I used to live in Guadalajara, which is like central Mexico, but now I'm on the coast in Merida, so it's like 4 hours from Cancun.
Oh, okay. You been in Mexico City?
Yeah, of course.
What's Mexico City like? Because originally I had plans to go there, but when I was looking at dating apps just to see if I could get anything lined up in advance before I go over there was a lot of American women who had their profiles set to Mexico City down there.
Right.
And I was like, man,
Yeah.
I don't want to be nowhere if this many women from America has their profile set over there. They're traveling over there constantly. What's the vibe like in Mexico City?
It's so I mean I never link up with any. I haven't dated an American like girl in like years, but Mexico City is basically the equivalent of New York City as far as like infrastructure, chaos, traffic, diversity. It's very diverse. People from all over the world are there. The traffic is crazy bad. So if you're going anywhere, if you're going on a date, try to leave like 30 minutes to an hour prior. It's pricier compared to other cities in Mexico, just like New York City is pricier. But no, man, I whenever I'm down there, I never match with any Americans. It's always the locals, and they're more open minded as far as like hookups, and it's, casual dating stuff like that. Of course, some of them want relationships, but in Mexico City is very, one night stands is not a problem at all.
Yeah, I see now. I see like, there's definitely escort websites with dozens and dozens and dozens of women on them. So I could only imagine what they talking about in the streets. But um
Yeah, but even like Bumble, Tinder is like, what I'm saying, it's not an issue as far as like
mm,
casual hookups.
yeah, that's how it is on Tinder in Panama.
Yeah,
So damn, yeah, Panama, it was is see in Mexico City, there's so many different tourist sites over
right.
in Mexico City. There's a lot to see. So during the day, you can find yourself real busy during the day. But Panama, it's like they try to have like a tourist area over there. And I'm like, this ain't really that much
Yeah,
of a tourist section. You know what
it's
I'm saying? It's like, old Panama. It's like, all right, it's cool, but all right, whatever. Costco
yeah,
Viejo, it's
right,
nice, but it's like, they got the Panama Canal Museum there, but it's like that's something I'm gonna hang out once.
yeah,
I feel like, like you said, most people they probably feel the way you felt, and
right,
they go down to Panama once and they just like never again.
right. Yeah, I mean, I might give it another try. I still talk to a girl from down there. I mean, I was swiping on Bumble, man. Like all I was seeing was like sevens and up, man. Like,
Yeah.
for real. But one thing too that just irritated me was, is it's more expensive, even though they use the U.S. dollar. So if you haven't been, check out this is a gym, but not a lot of people are watching, so I can say it. If you haven't been, check out El Salvador.
Mm.
Check out El Salvador. So they use the U.S. dollar too, but it's still like cheap. It's still a developing like economy. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yeah, check out El Salvador. I don't want to diverge from the conversation too much.
No, go ahead. Put us
Um,
on game. Tell us about it because El
yeah,
Salvador was in the back of my mind. Also, I know they clean that place up over there, so it's
clean.
like the safest country right
It's
now in Latin America.
squeaky clean. It's squeaky clean, man. Our president, man, he did his thing. Super, super, super safe. So I've been going for a couple of years now. I try to go like twice a year. So I got like a little girl down there, a girl down there or whatever. It's not too serious. So I don't know what it is, but the Salvadorians, man, the Salvadorian women, they are just, how do I articulate this for YouTube? Like they are, I'm talking about the regular women, they are on go as far as like, if they, how do I put this? If they like you, they're going home with you that night. There's
Mm,
no, there's no, because in Mexico and other countries, I'm sure women tend to have this mentality like, oh, I don't want to come off as this and this. I got to make him wait like maybe 2, 3 days, even though they like you. In El Salvador, no. If they like you, they're going home with you that night. Every date that I've been on, and I'm not, this is no cap, every date that I've been on in the country of El Salvador with a woman, she has went home with me
mm.
on the first date.
Damn.
And I'm talking about I'm meeting them on Tinder and Bumble.
And
That's
they're
it.
not even hitting you with a price.
No, man, no, no. And I'm talking about regular, everyday women that work at the market that go to college. I'm not talking about no
Damn.
play to play. Yeah, every. This is what I say is a hidden gem. I don't, and I'm only 5'11", bro. So you know what I'm saying. You're like what 6'3".
Yeah.
Easy work. But yeah, every woman that I've taken out on a date in El Salvador the past 3 years that I've been going has has went home with me that night, and we've done indoor gymnastics. If you
Oh,
get what I'm saying.
damn.
Um, yeah, man. But their personality is cool. The city's safe. Like I said, is the country's safe. Like I said, it's super affordable. Even though they use the U.S. dollar, it's still cheap. Panama they use the U.S. dollar and it's expensive. El
Yeah.
Salvador is still cheap. Ubers are like $3, $4, $5. You can go hiking. You can go to the Rainbow Slide. You can go to the beach. The movies. Bowling. There's like, in my opinion, more stuff to do than Panama. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's my hidden gem spot, man, for sure. A lot of people overlook it, which is cool. More for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and then the flights aren't that far. That's why I'm sticking with Latin America from now on because I'm sure the bodies are how brothers like it in El
Uh,
Salvador too, right?
right.
See, like
Um,
while I was living in Asia, you know, a lot of women is like they give you attitude, and there's like a handful of women in Asia that they got the bodies that you like, but a lot of times that come with a lot of game, that come with a lot of attitude, that come with a lot of just weird behavior, and it's like I'm like, what am I doing out here? Let me go
mhm.
back to America, try to figure something out, and then just travel to Latin America from now on. Because, you know, these flights, over to Bangkok, man, that's a day you take out from your time traveling. It's not even worth it. You
Right.
know, why not, do a 2-3 hour flight down to a Latin American country, go to one of the safest places you can, and connect with women. And then on top of that, it's like if I don't feel like going all the way down to a Brazil, well, no, not well that too, but a Colombia, a Panama, or an El Salvador. These women, I looked up their passports and saw, okay, what countries can they get in visa free? And a lot of these
Right.
Latin American women, they can get into Mexico visa free. So I'm like, that's really
Uh,
close for me. It's not too
uh,
far for them. Doesn't really cost that much on a ticket. And it's a direct flight for the both of us. And then we could just meet up there. If I don't feel like flying all the way down to Panama, we could just take out a weekend on our schedule and meet up in Mexico.
yeah, that's true. That's 100% true. So yeah, you plan on going back to Panama?
Yeah, I do. Um, will it be my next trip? I don't know. Hell, it might even be El Salvador because, you know, I really had Mexico on my mind, but I'm like, once I saw that on them dating apps, I was like, nah, I don't want to be down there. I'd only go to Mexico if uh, I fly a chick from Panama, Colombia to Mexico, and just to take that 1 hour flight, hour and a half flight or whatever. But if it's not Panama, if it's not Mexico, then I definitely want to look into El Salvador and do my research.
Yeah. I mean, Mexico is good. It's just, dang. Is my audio coming in clear?
Yeah, you good?
Okay. Yeah, Mexico's good, but the women are they're like somewhat selective. Like you gotta. I'm not saying you don't have game or anything, but like in like Thailand and Colombia, you can kind of just like show up. You know what I'm saying? In Mexico, you kind of like you gotta put yourself together. You know what I'm saying? Hygiene got to be good. Like you got to have a little bit of game. You know what I'm saying? And really try a little bit. You know what I'm saying? In Mexico, but it's still good. It's still good. Better than the states.
Yeah, that's what I figured about Mexico because a lot of the guys were saying like, hey, they were saying when they was walking in the club, like, fellas, you guys are gonna have to, there's a dress code and you got to dress the part. But the way they was dressing, it was like they had on suits. I'm like, damn, you got to do all that to go into a club in Mexico?
Uh, it just depends on the club. It depends on the club because I've been to clubs and I didn't wear a suit, so it just depends.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like, when I go someplace, I'm not trying to look bummy. I'm
Right,
trying to relax. It's just packing all that shit in a suit. It's just come on now. But
right, right.
I had a good time. I had a good time in Panama nonetheless. Like I still met up with quite a bit of women. Um, I still got some cooperation, even though there were some women who were acting kind of funny, and really the women that were acting funny, it was really one chick who was like a virgin. You know what I'm saying? Now she's serious about a relationship, but I'm like, look here, if this is what you want, we gonna play by my rules, and you got to follow my lead. I'm not following your lead, talking about courting you or whatever, because look, your peers they ruined it for real men out here. I'm not courting nobody, so you either get down with my instructions or I'm just not the one for you. So, but still, other than that, all the other women, cool. Even on Monday, which I'm probably going to talk about tomorrow, Monday morning before my flight back home, another woman, like another chick, she came through in the clutch. She didn't even live in the city. She had to take the bus. It took about an hour for her to meet me at Multi Plaza. And, she she came through Monday morning to meet me right before I caught my plane to come back here. So me and her are talking about meeting up in Mexico next month. So I can't complain about the women in Panama. I really can't.
Yeah. Um, Damn, what was I gonna say? Oh, did she ever take you back?
Which one?
The one that you sent the text message to about her parents, about her protective parents.
Oh, nah, she didn't text me back. Like I told her, I was very, very stern. I'm like, hey man, look here, get your mind right, or we say our goodbyes today. She just read it. I'm pretty sure she's gonna hit me up tomorrow or Saturday. I already know, you know, because I've said something like that to her a few days ago, and I told her, I'm like, look here, we ain't compatible. I really don't want to communicate with you anymore. Why not? Why? Tell me why I still want to be with you. And this is just, so I'll let it be 110% clear. And I was very stern today, so, but nah, she didn't text me back.
Oh, oh well. Oh well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I might go back, man. But I don't know. And the thing about El Salvador too, and Mexico is, well, Mexico right now not so much because of because of the new president we have, but El Salvador and other Latin countries, they still like foreigners still have like a good reputation. You know what I'm saying? Like gringos still have a good reputation. In Colombia, that's not the case. So that definitely like drives the dating dynamic as far as like regular women wanting to date you. 'Cause I have local Colombian friends, and they tell me all the time like you know how they talk shit about us in their communities, and how a lot of their friends would never like date a foreigner. You know what I mean? So the foreigner reputation in Colombia right now is really bad. So
Damn.
that's definitely plays a factor as far as you as a an American, you as a British, you as what I'm saying, going there and trying to date in the local market.
Damn, I didn't even know that. I knew with all these druggings and robberies that I wanted to stay away from there. You know what I'm saying? Like I've heard all the stories, good and bad, but there's enough Colombian women in Panama to where it's like I don't need to go to Colombia.
Uh, that's true.
What's the main city? What's the name of the main city in El Salvador that most people go to?
San, San Salvador.
San Salvador.
Yeah.
S-A-N Sal. Oh, okay. I want to hold on. Let me see how long a flight would be down there. San Salvador. All right, from Houston to damn, so round trip tickets you can get them for like 300,
Yeah, it's not a lot.
but that shit probably I don't know if that's direct. We'll see. It is direct. 3 hours. And be honest, it might be 2 hours because Panama is like Eastern Standard Time. Well, really, they don't have like a daylight savings time in Panama. So on my ticket, it was saying 4.5 hour flight, but it was really a 3.5 hour flight. They just made the adjustments for when you land and the time difference. So it's probably like a 2 hour flight. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
Yeah,
Uh,
once you get a chance, man, that's my hidden gem. I want to go to Nicaragua too. Um,
what's like a club or like the hangout spot that brothers should go to in El Salvador?
hmm, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. So you can go. Damn, I forget the name. Um, that I always go to like pregame. They have like super cheap like drinks, so you can go there to warm up. But I mean, you could just like close your eyes and pick one, man. There's so many clubs there, so many good clubs. A
They
lot
just
of
all
it.
spread out, or are they in one section of the city?
Um, no, they're in one section for the most part.
What section is that?
It's like the center, like San Miguel, no,
San,
I'm sorry, San Benito.
San Benito. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, you can just look it up and pick one for sure.
Damn. Hell yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
Yes, that's my spot. My top three. My top three is. Well, I'm kind of getting tired of Mexico because I've been here so long. Mexico, El Salvador, and Argentina. Argentina. That's my top three.
Man, my
Um,
granddad loves Argentina.
yeah, as far as Latin America, um, yeah, that's my list.
Man. So, but where in Mexico? Because you said Mexico, but which city is that spot to really?
Guadalajara. Guadalajara is like LA. In my opinion, they have like the best looking women in Mexico.
And they
That's
cooperative?
You said what?
And they cooperative?
Yeah,
Mm.
but like I said, you gotta come like correct though, which I'm sure you are. I'm sure you do. Um, because it's competition. It's not like the Philippines or Vietnam. Some men can just pop up, or like Colombia or Paraguay. You can just hey, I'm a foreigner. You know what I mean? I have money. That like no, Guadalajara, they don't really care. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have your pockets gotta be right. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be doing like good for yourself. You don't have to be rich. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a millionaire, but you gotta be doing like okay for yourself, and you gotta have just a little bit of game and just you know what I'm saying? You gotta be put together a little bit. You know, 'cause there's competition out there, but yeah, Guadalajara for sure.
Okay. Okay.
For
Shit.
sure. Yeah.
But that San Salvador, you could just show up, huh?
I mean, I mean, yeah. But in a good way. You
Mm,
can in a good way because the women are they're so down to earth. Um, and like I said, the foreigners still have a good reputation. You know what I'm saying? There's really not a lot of like every time I've been, I've only saw like maybe one or two like other black people. So yeah,
man, San Salvador, that might be my new spot for
you
real.
get yeah you're gonna stand out. You're gonna stand out 100%.
And it was no crime every time you've gone down there.
No man, the president he cleaned up the country, man. All the gang members are in a high security prison. Um, what's his face? That what's his name? What's that guy? Timmy Carter. He did a YouTube video on it. But
Mm,
all the gang members are in a high security like prison, like hundreds of miles away.
damn.
Um, yeah, he locked all of them up, man. So they're in a high security prison, like hundreds of miles away. It's called like CCOT or something like that. It's super safe now. Like there's a like over there, like Pizza Hut is like a nice meal. You know what I'm saying? Like
Hmm.
you can take a girl to you can take a girl on a date to Pizza Hut, no problem. You know what I'm saying?
And they
You
don't
know,
complain about it.
no, because it's a thing over there. You know, um,
I told everybody yesterday, girl number two, we was walking through the mall and she saw Olive Garden. She was begging me to take her to Olive Garden.
I heard you. I was listening.
I was like, man, Olive Garden is going out of business in America
Was
because
that she was the one with the protected parents, right?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Matter of fact, like they so like she's 21. They so protective. Um, I said, she said she would video call me once she got to a university right before she gets in class. I'm like, we could just video call like when you get home. No, no, I can't. My mom would hear me talking to you and then she'll get it mad because I didn't introduce you to her and this, and the third.
Yeah,
Very traditional, I could see like they raise her right, protective, overprotective, however you want to look at it. I'm not there, and plus virgins are no fun. You know what I'm saying? So
right,
if I book this flight for you to come see me in Mexico, which she wanted that, I'm like you see you ain't trying to get in my drawers. You know what I'm saying? Like that probably be a waste. All this money that I'm spending, you just like, well, it's not about sex. I'm like, man, get your ass up out of here. It is.
right.
So I'm not wasting any more time on that.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, bro. Yeah. You said you wanted to check out the DR.
I've been thinking about it. Santa Domingo was getting a lot of play on the dating apps from Domingo, but I don't know. What would you say about the
I'm
DR?
gonna keep it a buck with you. I haven't been to the DR, and I don't plan on going ever.
Hmm.
Everything I've heard and everything I've seen, it's just uh transactional. I know the whole world is transactional, but in the DR in a bad way. Everything I've heard and seen is like, okay, I meet a girl. I take a girl out, everything is cool, and then days later, oh, mi amor, oh, my mom's in the hospital. You know, I'm good off that, bro. I'm really good off that. Every Latin country I've been to, that has never happened to me. You know what I'm saying? Mexico, El Salvador, Peru, Colombia, Argentina, Paraguay. You know what I mean? Panama. No woman has ever texted me and been like, "Oh, my fridge is empty. Can you send me some money for? Oh my, you know what I mean?" But in the DR, that's all I hear because I'm in the Facebook groups, I'm in the WhatsApp groups, I'm in the Telegram groups. I have friends that travel, you know what I mean, a lot, and that's all I see. That's all they tell me is they meet a girl, they go out, they have fun, whatever. 2 days later, oh, and can you send me some money? Da 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 da.
Dang,
All and then sometimes too, they even have a man at home. You know what I mean? To me, the
yeah.
DR is just like I don't know. If God was to start the rapture, I think DR would be like the first country he hit, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Um,
that's just like that chick with the overprotective parents. She had too much pride
right,
to even ask me for bus money so that she could come and see me Thursday. Because originally she was just like she wanted to come through Thursday, but when she looked at how much money she had, which was only like $10, she was just like, "Well, I won't have enough money for the rest of the month to be able to book um, buses to go from my home down to the university, because Thursday is my off day. But Saturday, I have to go down there for school. So I kill two birds with one stone, see you, and then go do my schoolwork. I'm like, how much is the bus fare? And she told me, I was like, man, would you just come down here? I'll give you the money. Don't worry about it. Everything's on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
right.
she didn't even want to ask me for bus money. That wouldn't have bothered me if she just asked me for bus fare money, right? But I don't like women that's begging. So yeah, I appreciate that. I might I'll just skip over the DR then
Yeah,
forget about
I
it.
was. I mean, you can check it out. You know what I'm saying? You're a grown man. You can do what you want to do, but I wouldn't. Just from everything I've seen, man, it's just they're just out for the money and to try to get to United States. That's it. So
No, I take heed to I take heed to when people give advice because
yeah,
I listen. I'm not like these other guys would be like, man, I'll see for myself. Like, damn that.
but yeah, I might go back to Panama, man. I don't know. Um, the pictures you were dropping on the Facebook group, I was like, okay, okay. But the girl I matched with and I took her out, like it was cool. The conversation was good. Her personality was good. She wasn't on her phone. You know what I mean? At all. Like she was engaged. Um, but she was like, how do I describe her skin tone? She didn't look like how do I don't even know the word. Like she didn't look black, but she wasn't like white. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, it's a lot of mixtures.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a lot of mixtures in Panama that's hard to describe.
right. So um, yeah, I might go back and see her or try to what I'm saying, see if I can meet with some new people. But yeah, from what I could tell, like it was a very like colorist country, man. Like even when I went in the mall, all I saw was just like light skinned black people. Like I didn't see any dark skin. Um, you know what I mean? All I saw was just light skin or like brown or like mocha. You know what I mean? I was like, because I know this. I know the saying. You know what I'm saying in Spanish, like mejor la raza, like better your race. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's a real thing, man, for sure. So that kind of turned me off a little bit. But yeah. Um,
I don't know, like the time I went to Panama, there was I'm not gonna say see you probably in places where you see more dark skinned people, but um shit when I was there, it was quite a bit of dark skinned people throughout that mall in when I was in Panama, and they didn't look bummy at all. They didn't look homely looking. They looked like they could afford what they needed to afford there. Some people were working. I'm pretty sure that's not the majority of the country. I'm pretty sure majority of the country, you know, women are, uh, blacks are probably just barely scraping by. I could imagine, but it's like,
right, 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 right.
if you barely scrape, because old girl, that 21-year-old, you know, all she had was $10 to her name. But if you see me that you see how I'm rolling and how I'm treating you, shit, get your mind right. What you stuck on thinking that I'm supposed to just message you every single morning with the hey beautiful text messages. You got to get that out your mind. Like, look, I don't chase the help. I don't disrespect anybody for their financial status. I don't judge people by their income or their money. Like I judge them by their character, but I've always felt like it don't make sense for the type of man that most women describe the way the men that they want. Why should he have to go out of his way to pursue you? If
Right.
he's that dude, like you talking about somebody tall with money and this, that, and the third that could provide, you got to break yourself for him. He ain't supposed to break himself for you. So, you know, uh, what they saying in the chat? Pana Machaca dating in Panama is a challenge, like for real. Uh, Calm Breezy is back. What up? Hey, Panama Machaca, can you click the link and put us up on game?
Yeah, because I only spent um, a week and a half, so I didn't really get like too in depth with it. And here's the thing too, man. It's like to what I've noticed, um, in Latin America, a lot of the women like they work a lot. Like a lot of in these
Yeah,
countries I've been to, a lot of the women only have like 1 or 2 days off work. And then if they're in university, that too is like they don't really have a lot of time. So um, yeah, that's what I've noticed too. So it's kind of like it's tricky, you know what I mean? Because it's like you want someone like younger, you know what I mean? But they're grinding or they're in university. But then if you like, try to meet someone older, it's like okay, how many, you know what I mean? How many boyfriends like are you ran through, or how many, you know what I mean? Like how many boyfriends have you been married before? How many boyfriends have you had? You know what I mean? So it's just it can be tricky.
right. Yeah, yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you. Where's Panama Chalk at? Yeah, see, you know, I don't mind making adjustments and going someplace else. Hell, El Salvador is closer. I'm all for that. That's like a weekend getaway for me. I'm not too far from El Salvador, so if they're more cooperative and they talking about going and you know they can stay faithful to somebody that's putting in that work, investing into them, then it's it's
Oh
up.
yeah, bro. What? Yeah, bro. If you're looking for a wife, a little wifey, or a girlfriend, also I can recommend El Salvador.
Damn. Yeah, I'm gonna change all my I'm gonna change all my locations now on Tinder, on everything. I'm changing all my locations now to El Salvador. I'm
So
pretty sure it's probably not as fly as Panama. Well, Panama, it's just they this section right here is like the flyest section with Costco Viejo. That's it. But it's still nice because you know, they got the little walk path, the spot, it's a great spot to just walk around and exercise and stuff like that. But I was really thinking about, if I like Panama, I would invest into it. I still like it for me, but but I'm definitely gonna check out El Salvador. Hell, I might even check out El Salvador as soon as next month. For
yeah,
real.
bro, I'll check it out. Yeah, that's definitely my hidden gem, man. For sure.
Yeah. Cause to be honest, shit, I'm probably gonna take, I was thinking the same thing Calm Breeze was thinking about too. I'm like, man, I just wanna do this and probably take this live stream down and just put it on Patreon because some of these spots, some of these hidden gems, we can't have it flooded like a
Right.
Brazil or a Thailand or you know what I'm saying? Like it
But I don't even think people are gonna go. I don't even think people will go unless like a really big YouTuber goes and promotes it. You know what I'm saying? People, you know what I'm saying? People like they like to stay in comfort. You know what I'm saying? They like to go where they know. So
yeah,
people are still gonna go to Colombia. Even though I've been preaching to people like Colombia is dead. Like once upon a time, it was good. You know what I'm saying? But like 2021, 2022, it started to fall off. We started to get a bad reputation. The drugging started to go up. The murders started to go up. You know what I mean? Things started to get more expensive. Like the mayor of Medellin, like is like turning the locals against us, bro. You know what I mean? He's pushing this rhetoric of how foreigners are, you know what I'm saying, like the devils or some shit. You know what I'm saying? So
damn.
people are, yeah, bro, it's horrible. But people are still gonna go to Colombia. People are still gonna go to DR. They still gonna go to Brazil. They still gonna go to the places that they know and they're comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? So even though I'm talking about El Salvador, people are still not even gonna. They're still not even gonna go. You know.
Yeah, they're not. Anything between Texas and Panama, man, they need to just keep it. You know what I'm saying? They need that area like there, right there. I mean, there's multiple countries to choose from, but and that's the beauty about Latin America. There's so many different countries to choose from. You can make your own
Right.
sector, your spot. It's not like Thailand. It's Bangkok, Pattaya, right? And then it's just 30, 40, 50 million people traveling over there every single year.
Right.
It's not like, you know, Bangkok or Manila, the Philippines and stuff like that. It's like it's not one or two countries to go to in Latin America. It's dozens of countries to choose from. And if you can find your own spot, then make it your home or your second home. I'm also interested in Costa Rica. You ever been down there?
Yeah. I've been out there. I've
Oh
been
man,
basically everywhere, man. Well, I mean, yeah, Latin America is my, you know what I'm saying, my spot. But yeah, I've been to Costa Rica.
better than better than Panama.
Um, I would have to say, I'll have to say, yeah. Just as far as like, cause in Panama, right, people don't know that I'm a foreigner. They don't know that I'm American until I start talking. Even though I know like my Spanish is decent, I'm like conversational. they don't know that I'm a foreigner. They don't know I'm American until they start talking to me, right? So they just automatically, it's automatic, like they brush me off, right? I'm talking about like the woman.
Yeah.
Like, but in Costa Rica, there's like a Afro side, you know what I mean? But it's very small. So if you pop up, they're automatically gonna know, like, okay, this guy's a foreigner. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just as far as like excursions, and stuff to do, oh yeah, Costa Rica is way better. Is way better. So I was with like a girl, like one girl the whole time, like a regular girl, like we met on Bumble the whole time. So I didn't really get to like date a bunch. But the girl I was with was nice, sweet. She took care of me. You know what I'm saying? Did some translating. It was fun, man. Yeah, and she was more, think of more like a European looking Spanish girl. Don't think of like an Afro Latina.
Mm,
Yeah,
mm. Damn, I'm looking at the
yeah,
women in San Salvador. It's only 1,100 miles away. Shit. 1,100 miles away. Damn. Hey, what's the English proficiency level in El Salvador?
Mm, I mean, I'm not gonna say the majority, but a lot of people speak English.
Oh, okay. That's better than Panama.
Yeah, a lot of people speak English, and the Spanish in El Salvador too is slower. Panama and the DR and some parts of Colombia, it's like really fast.
Yeah, yeah. And that's a good tip for everybody out there, man. It's worth learning Spanish because let me tell you, man. I'm not gonna say learning another language is easy because I've never learned another language, but at least Panama, they use the American alphabet, right? And we already know a few words as it is. So, just man, guys out there, take that time out to learn Spanish for real.
Right, right. But last thing about Costa Rica, it's I would say it's about the same or maybe even a little bit more expensive than Panama. Because it's just like become so like gentrified. They have their own currency. It's called the cologne, but it's become so gentrified that it's like it's pricey now. A
Mm,
bunch of Europeans and a bunch of like retirees are down there. You know what I'm saying? So it's just when I went, it was like affordable, but now, nah.
damn.
So just keep that in mind about Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica was always one of them spots that people been talking about for years. I remember when I was back in like 2012 when I was living in Canada. It was like everybody would go to Costa Rica in the wintertime.
Right.
And I guess because even the name, it just sounds fly. And I don't know. So I could see that. I could see it just getting to a point where, they're just going to hike up the prices. Uh, you'd have thought it'd have been Panama, but, in Panama City, there's not even a beach. Like if that was a beach, if this area right here that we're looking at on the picture, if that was a beach, then I think that it would be even more expensive. But you probably get, you know, you probably get better cooperation and action for women who actually live in the countryside. But I don't feel like exploring too much over there, digging too far into the countryside. So, I want to stay not too far from the airport, major city, and be in a spot where there's a lot of resources. So, hey, man, anything else you want to share with us? I appreciate you coming up.
No, man, that was it, man. I'll be supporting you, man. Listening. Yeah, bro. That's it.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. No
Man,
problem.
I appreciate it. Take care.
Yeah, you too.
That was Nick Travels, man, dropping some very good game, man. We 2 for 2. Well, actually, Tuesday night, last week Tuesday night, the brother Saul, he blessed us, right? Last night, a week later, the brother who called in, he blessed us. Now Nick Travels, he blessed us. Thank you for blessing us, Nick Travels. All right. So El Salvador, mark that on your calendars, man. Mark that on your list. Whatever list you had, scratch everything off. Put El Salvador on the top. Panama Chaka, you plan on coming up? The link is right there in the comments section. You said dating in Panama is a challenge, like for real. But I would like to hear. I you know tell us. We want to know. I'm looking at these women on, and he said it's cheap. I'm looking at these. Oh my God, there's a lot of. The women in El Salvador look better than the women in Panama. I'm looking at the. Oh my God. Oh my God, they bad. And it's cheaper. Man struggling to click on the link. Let me drop the link again and see if. Are you on your phone? Oops. I don't mean to do that. I wanted to keep that up there. As a matter of fact, let me put the thumbnail up there. Yeah. We waiting on Panama Chaka. Like I want to hear what he got to say. I'm sure you have way more experience about Panama than me. You probably lived there. I was only there for a week. I was only there for 1 week. Nick Travels said after a week and a half, he just left. But that week that I was in, I was doing all right. I wasn't, you know, but everybody has different experiences. Um, go to Cafe Photo when you go to Panama. Go to and then the taxi drivers, even if you don't know where to go in Panama City, the taxi drivers, they'll tell you like, hey man, I'll take you where the hoes at. There's a bar over here. They're like, yo, you want chicas, a pussy, and it's like, all right, yeah, take me to where they at. Oh man, Panama Chocolate, what's going on? Is it your phone? What is it, brother? Yeah, we need insight. We need information. We need that. Hey, are you on Panama Chaka? Are you on Instagram? How about we do it this way? I'll just put the mic up to my phone and let people hear you. Is Panama Chaka there? I hope he heard me. He probably restarted his phone. Man, the women in El Salvador, they bad too. Yeah, all right. Send me a message on IG, okay? And we'll I'll call you on IG. Just send me a message first on IG, and I'll look for you. All right, my IG is just Splash Wave Beats, like the name of this YouTube channel. All right, all one word, no spaces. Hold on, real quick. I need to use the restroom. Be right back. All right, I'm back. I'm back. Let's see if Panama Chaka sent me a message on Instagram. Let's see if Panama Chaka. Okay, this is him right here. Accept. All right. Let's get him on. I'm calling right now.
Hey, what's up, man?
What's going on? What's happening?
Yeah, todo bien, todo bien.
So, oh, there's echo, there's feedback in the background.
Okay. Is it better now?
Yeah, it's good. So, do you live in Panama?
Yeah, man, I live in Panama. Like 2 years ago now, I'm living in Panama. So I'm French speaker, so my English is not so good, but let's talk, man.
No, it's cool. We can understand you. So you're from France, or you're from West Africa somewhere?
Yeah, I'm from Africa, like Central Africa.
Oh, okay, so francophones.
Yeah, I'm francophone. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. So, tell us about your experience in Panama. You mentioned that it's a challenge. There's a lot of beautiful women there. I know you could agree with me on that, but
Oh yeah, brother.
What's the challenge in Panama?
Okay, regarding the girls, I think they are more like concentrate on the career and stuff, and they just want to play. To be honest, man. And then when they meet a foreigner, for example, for another country, they're like more reserved. They like, they like their salsa. You know what I'm saying? They like the Latino man. They don't go outside what they used to have in their country. Like, for example, I've been here in Panama like 2 years now, and I never dated a Panamanian girl, like only foreigner. So that's strange, I'm here in Panama. I want to taste. Actually, I had a girlfriend, but it was only just for sex, and with the time, I'm not looking for that. So it's pretty challenging to have like a girlfriend or a wifey here in Panama. Yeah.
Wow. So it's like you've probably messed around with Colombian women, Venezuelan women, like from other cultures.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I'm here in Panama. Why not having a Panamanian girl? You know what I'm saying?
Right. Everything else but Panamanian.
Yeah. Correct.
Wow. Man, they sound kind of westernized a little bit.
That's my point. So they're not like people from Mexico, from another country like Colombia, Costa Rica. No, they're totally different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not the Latina you used to see like from Mexico. No, it's totally different.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the thing here in Panama. Yeah, man, that sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm sad to hear that. Like I don't know. See, seeing what I saw in 1 week, you can't compare it with somebody who's been there for 2 years. I always say, when you visit, it's the best. When you move, and the first couple of months is always the best. After about a couple of months, you really start to learn the culture and see, like, hey, these women aren't. I'm not really getting the same love and attention as I once did when I was visiting and my first couple of months here. So I feel where you're coming from.
Yeah, and I have a friend, like my best friend, he's living in Ohio, so he's doing back and forth. He's telling me like in the U.S. it's more easy to have like if you want a wife or a girlfriend, but yeah, in Panama it's like it's very challenging. Like it's very tough to have like a girlfriend, and if you find a good one, I mean, she will ask you for money, stuff. Uh, um, let's going out, most expensive restaurant, buy me that, buy me this. I mean, that's everywhere, but in Panama, since you are foreigner, you are not from here, so they know that, and they want you to spend money on them. So that's another part. That sucks.
Damn. You know what? One of the guys from the YouTube channel, he called in last week and he told us the same thing. He was like, he was dating a Panamanian woman. Everything was going fine. And then she started asking him for little stuff. And it was doable. Like he was sending her the money. And then it just started to increase to where now, by the time they broke up, she was asking for like $1,000 a month, $1,500 a month. And he was like, she worked in the hospital. So it was like, what are you doing with your money while I'm giving you $1,500 a month? And he sent me like an audio recording of her like explaining to him why she needed that much money. It was like a 2-minute audio. I thought that was crazy.
Wow. Wow. See, that's crazy. I have the same, my friend, the same thing happened to him. He met a girl, but she's not from Panama. But I mean, she's started to ask him money and stuff. She need job. She need a job. So I don't know how he's gonna find her a job, but she's starting asking a job, money, and I mean the same stuff. I mean the same game all over again and again. So that's the reality here in Panama. I mean, if you want to find a girl, that's a reality. The thing, the best option is to move inside the country, like Cherokee. No Colon, no Colon, but Cherokee, Coakley. Yeah, maybe you can find a good wifey or a good girlfriend or whatever. But in the city, it's pretty complicated.
Yeah, I feel you. The girl that I met the other day, and we still talking to each other right now, she doesn't live in the city. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, she
might be good though.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. The city's expensive. So when you meet somebody, especially if your hotel is along, the tourist area, hell, women you meet in that area, they're gonna hit you with a bill. They're gonna hit you with, hey, I need money to be able to afford this. From my experience and what I've observed and from what other guys have said, it's almost as if, the best women to deal with in Panama are not Panamanian.
Yeah, that's correct. As I say, I have a girlfriend. She was not from Panama. I mean, she was cool and until she left the country. I have two of them. But like a Panamanian girl, no, never, man. Never. That sucks because I've been here for 2 years and never dated a Panamanian girl. Like, really, really. I had one, she did me bad. I mean, so that's what they do right here. Just a game.
Damn. Yeah. Well, I mean, I hope things get better. Panama, it's still at the same time. It's like when they're acting up, the only other option is like it's still that element of pay for play out there.
Correct.
That's the
Correct.
only thing. Where it's like in America, it's illegal.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you know, I guess that's the only thing I can say. A lot of the women that are paying for play out there,
Yeah.
they're Colombian, they're Brazilian, and they got the bodies that we like. So,
Yeah, for sure.
right, it's better than being in like a Thailand
Yeah.
and a woman with, who's shaped like a an ironing board. Her body is built like an ironing board, trying to sell it to guys. It's like, so it's Latin America's good for that. But damn, damn, that's sad. I didn't
That's
know you
it.
was going through all that. Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah. First, when I came here in Panama, I thought like, oh, it's gonna be easy, like another country like Mexico or Colombia, but now it's totally different. People are not too friendly; they're more like reserved. So so. But when you go all inside the country, it's good. You meet people, great people. But here in the city, it's more like okay, never. People mind their own business.
Yeah, I mean that's like every other major city. I get it, but hey, man, like if you stick with the countryside a little bit more, you'll probably be able to find what it is that you're looking for. Because the girl number 2 and girl number 5 that I was talking about, they both from the countryside. You know what I'm saying? And they both was really trying to build a relationship with me, and they were both 100% Panamanian. They're not from the city, so maybe that's something to explore. Explore more in the countryside of Cologne. Maybe you might find. I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get a Panamanian girlfriend. It's just she got to be from that countryside.
Yeah, yeah, man. I think I will like look at Cologne. Yeah, that's what I can find a good one. But in the city, man, no way. Yeah, no way, man. It's just a game and a game and a game again. So it is what it is, man.
Man, Panama Chaka, I appreciate you coming up
Yeah,
and sharing your
yeah,
experiences. We'll
yeah.
talk again.
Sure, man. Thank you, man, for having me, man.
Man, thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
yeah. Sure, man. See you.
All right, peace. That was Panama Chaka. Man, I appreciate him for coming up and sharing his experience with us, man. It's you know, going through some of the same issues that brothers go through in a major city. Uh, but on that countryside, I noticed that, like, even when I was living in Thailand, the land of smiles, friendly people, that's not necessarily Bangkok, but Chiang Mai, I could say that about Chiang Mai. Um, so, you know, and while he was talking, it was like, damn, 2 girls that I was talking to that were Panamanian, they from the countryside. They had to take buses to come see me. So it's man, just yeah, just stick with that countryside, man. All right. We almost at the 3 hour mark. I appreciate you guys for rocking with me. Great live stream. A lot of information. Uh, I appreciate Nick Travels and Panama Chaka for calling up. Salute to Calm Breeze. Um, I'll probably be back on either tomorrow or Sunday. I'm not sure yet, because if we do a live stream tomorrow, it's going to be it have to be a little bit earlier. I know you guys, you work probably, you're probably working at that time while I'm doing a live stream, so you're gonna have to watch the playback, and I don't really get that engagement if you're watching the playback. You guys leave your comments, but I don't really get that engagement live. you know, if you can only catch the video during the playback. But anyways, great live stream. I appreciate everybody that tuned in. Great information. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. And the Patreon page, I'll see you guys tomorrow.